Welcome, senior citizens. Let's be honest. Falling is one of the most serious risks that come with aging. It's not just about getting a bruise or feeling embarrassed. One fall can lead to a broken bone, a long hospital stay, or even permanent changes to your independence. As a doctor, I've seen patients go from fully active to completely dependent because of just one bad step. And the worst part, most of these falls could have been prevented. The way you walk, something so simple and automatic, plays a bigger role than people think. Certain habits make you more stable and alert, while others put you at risk without you even noticing. That's why some older people never seem to fall. It's not magic or luck. They've learned to move smarter. This video is about exactly that. 10 walking tricks that help prevent dangerous falls in seniors. These are not extreme exercises or complicated routines. These are small, realistic changes you can make starting today. You can do them at home, in your hallway, or even while walking to the kitchen. We'll walk you through each one in a clear and easy way, so you understand not just what to do, but why it works. If you care about staying on your feet, avoiding injury, and protecting your long-term health, this is the kind of information that matters. Stick with us until the end. These simple habits could be the reason you avoid a fall that changes everything. Number 1. They walk with their eyes, not just their feet. Let me tell you something that most people overlook when it comes to walking safely. Your eyes are just as important as your legs. In fact, if you want to avoid falls as you age, your eyes should lead the way, not your feet. Many older adults get into the habit of looking down at their feet when they walk, thinking it helps them stay safe. But the truth is, this habit actually increases the risk of falling. When your head is down and your eyes are fixed only on the floor, your body posture shifts forward, your balance becomes unstable, and you're more likely to miss something coming up, like a raised crack in the sidewalk, a loose rug, or a pet walking across your path. Here's what the smartest walkers do. They constantly scan ahead, not just down. They look a few steps forward, reading the ground, checking for obstacles, and letting the brain prepare in advance. It's called anticipatory postural adjustment, a fancy term that simply means your brain starts to adjust your balance and foot placement before your body gets there. This system gets weaker with age, but you can keep it sharp by simply practicing where you place your attention. There's actual science behind this. A 2013 study published in Gait and Posture found that older adults who used a head-up visual scanning strategy had significantly better balance and reduced risk of tripping. DeFabio et al., 2013. Another study from the Journal of Gerontology emphasized that looking forward instead of down while walking greatly improves postural control. Think of it like driving. You wouldn't stare at the bumper of your own car while on the road. You watch the traffic ahead, right? Walking works the same way. If your eyes are in control, your body follows more safely. So if you're walking through your home, a shopping mall, or even across the street, lift your gaze. Let your eyes guide your steps. It might seem like a small change, but it's one of the smartest moves you can make to stay on your feet. Number 2. They tap the ground lightly, like it's hot lava. Now let me show you one of the smartest walking habits I've ever seen in older adults who never fall. They treat every step like they're walking on hot lava. I know that sounds playful, but the concept behind it is deeply effective. These people don't stomp around. They don't drag their feet either. Instead, they walk with light, probing steps, like they're testing the ground before committing their full weight. Every time their foot touches down, it's sending quick signals to the brain that say, is this surface safe? Is it flat? Is it slippery? This fast feedback helps their body make adjustments in real time. If something feels off, they're already halfway correcting before a fall can even happen. Think of it like dipping your toe into a pool to check the temperature before jumping in. It's cautious, smart, and keeps you from being caught off guard. Research supports this. A study published in the journal Neuroscience Letters, 2015, found that light-controlled foot contact actually improves sensory feedback and stability in older adults, Marigold and Patla, 2015. The more forcefully you hit the ground, the more you lose that fine-tuned control. Heavy steps reduce sensitivity in your feet, Light ones enhance it. Also, stomping leads to joint pain over time. It sends shock waves up to the knees and hips. But light steps, they're gentle, smooth, and surprisingly powerful when it comes to balance. You might have noticed some people, especially those who seem agile for their age, walk almost silently. That's no accident. It's a trained habit. They walk like they're sneaking through a quiet room, and it keeps them safe. So here's your new goal. Try walking through your home as quietly as possible. Imagine the floor is hot lava and your job is to avoid waking anyone up. You'll be amazed at how much more connected, aware, and steady you feel. This is balance training in disguise, and it works. Number 3. They walk like they're balancing a glass of wine on their head. Let me tell you a little mental trick that works wonders. And no, you don't need any fancy equipment or a gym membership. Just picture this. You're walking across the room with a glass of red wine balanced on your head. The goal? Don't let a single drop spill. Sounds silly? Maybe. But this simple idea forces your body into proper alignment without you even thinking about posture. Your spine naturally straightens. Your chin lifts slightly. Your shoulders relax and fall back. Your steps slow down, and suddenly you are not just walking. You are walking with purpose, grace, and control. This trick works because it activates the body's internal balance system, the same one used by dancers and athletes. When you imagine something fragile on your head, your brain sends signals to your core muscles to engage, your neck to hold steady, and your hips to stay centered. It is like flipping a switch. There is real science behind this too. A study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies found that visual imagery, like pretending to carry something delicate, significantly improves posture and balance in older adults. Schott and Tiemann, 2014. You are not just imagining. You are rewiring your brain to move more safely. Have you ever seen an older person shuffle while hunched over? That forward tilt throws off balance and puts pressure on the knees. Now compare that to someone who walks upright, head lifted, as if they are royalty in slow motion. One looks fragile, the other looks in control. So next time you are walking through your house, to the mailbox, or even just around the kitchen, try this. Picture that glass of wine and guard it like your balance depends on it. Because truthfully, it does. This one simple mental image can completely change how you move, helping you stay confident and upright with every step. Number 4. They walk with their core, not just their legs. Here's something most people don't realize. Walking is not just about using your legs. The strongest, most balanced older adults actually walk with their core. And no, I am not talking about doing sit-ups or having six-pack abs. I am talking about a simple but powerful shift. Gently tightening your stomach muscles as you walk. Try it right now. Sit up straight and slowly pull your belly button in toward your spine. Not a hard squeeze, just a light engagement. Now, stand and take a few steps while keeping that small squeeze going. Feel the difference? That little movement wakes up your core and instantly makes you more stable. What it does is create a natural brace around your spine. It helps keep your posture upright and centered, especially when you are walking on uneven ground or turning corners. It gives your body something solid to move from. Think of it like the trunk of a tree. If the trunk is weak, the branches sway. But if the trunk is strong, the whole tree stands steady, even in the wind. Research backs this up. A study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who used core muscle activation during movement had significantly better balance, coordination, and lower risk of falling. Granicher et al., 2014. Another study from Physical Therapy Journal emphasized that core-focused training helped reduce instability during walking in older adults. You do not need to make it complicated. Just remember this: belly button to spine. Practice that gentle squeeze when you're standing in line, walking to the fridge, or even brushing your teeth. Over time, your brain and body will start doing it automatically. This is one of those quiet tricks that nobody notices, but it makes all the difference. Seniors who never fall are not necessarily stronger. They are just smarter about how they move. And walking with a connected core is one of their biggest secrets. Start today, and you will feel the difference, step by step. Number 5, they walk with their core, not just their legs. Here's something most people miss. Your legs are not doing all the work when you walk, or at least they shouldn't be. The older adults who walk confidently and avoid falls have learned to do something very important. They walk with their core, not just their legs. Now, when I say core, I don't mean you need to have rock-hard abs or spend hours doing crunches. That's not the point. What I'm talking about is a simple action. Gently pulling your belly button in toward your spine while you walk. It's a light tightening, not a full squeeze. Just enough to switch on your center. Try it right now. Stand up straight, take a breath, and slightly engage your stomach muscles. Keep that tension while you take a few steps. Do you feel it? Your body instantly feels more stable, right? That's because your core is your center of gravity. When it's active, your balance improves. Your spine stays upright. Your movements feel more controlled. There's science to back this up. Research in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity, Grenacher et al., 2013, shows that core muscle activation during walking significantly improves balance and reduces fall risk in older adults. The stronger and more active your core, the less likely you are to stumble or lose your footing. Let me put it another way. Imagine your core as the trunk of a tree. If the trunk is strong and engaged, the branches, your arms and legs, can move smoothly and safely. But if that trunk is loose or wobbly, everything else starts to shake. So the next time you take a walk, don't just focus on your steps. Focus on your center. Pull your belly in gently, keep your back tall, and walk like your balance depends on it, because in many ways, it truly does. This small change makes a big difference, and could be the reason you stay standing when others fall. Number 6. They walk like they're being filmed in a slow-motion movie scene. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a scene from a dramatic movie. The character is walking slowly, calmly, like every step matters. There's no stumbling, no rushing, just full control. That's exactly how many seniors who never fall move, like they're being filmed in a slow-motion movie scene. Now, this is not about being slow for the sake of it, and it's definitely not laziness. It's actually a skill, one that shows control, awareness, and confidence. When you walk slowly and with purpose, your brain has time to do its job. It reads the ground, adjusts your balance, and sends signals to your muscles to keep everything stable. Rushing, on the other hand, is when most falls happen. You might miss a small step, slip on a wet tile, or catch your foot on a rug, but when you walk slowly, you're giving yourself a chance to notice those things before they become a problem. Research from the Journal of Gait and Posture, Mackey and McElroy, 2006, shows that controlled, slower walking helps older adults better respond to changes in surface or sudden shifts in balance. It allows your nervous system to stay ahead of your body, and that's the secret. Have you ever seen someone shuffle quickly across the kitchen with socks on, carrying groceries and trying to beat the microwave timer? That's how slips happen. Now picture someone walking calmly, feet planted fully, eyes forward, and steps smooth. It might take a few seconds longer, but that person is far less likely to end up on the floor. So here's your takeaway. Walk like you're being filmed, slow, steady, and with purpose. Let every step be intentional. Let your body have time to adjust. Because walking like this is not about speed. It's about safety, strength, and staying on your feet for the long run. Number 7. They keep one foot in contact with the ground at all times. Here's a walking habit most people never think about. But it makes a massive difference, especially as you get older. Seniors who rarely fall have one powerful habit in common. They always keep one foot in contact with the ground at all times. That might sound simple, but it's actually a big deal. Most people walk with a bit of bounce. They lift their feet quickly or take long steps that leave both feet briefly off the ground. It might feel natural, but it's risky. For even half a second, the body has no support. And if your balance shifts or the surface is uneven, that's enough time to lose control. The best walkers move more like Olympic race walkers. They glide. They don't bounce or rush. Their stride keeps one foot connected to the floor while the other moves forward. That constant contact gives the brain non-stop information about the surface underneath. Smooth tile, a crack in the sidewalk, soft carpet, or a slight slope. Think of it like Wi-Fi. As long as you're connected, information keeps flowing. The moment that signal breaks, even for a second, the feedback stops. Your feet work the same way. That contact tells your brain, here's where we are, here's what's next. A study in the Journal of Neurophysiology, Perry et al. 2010, confirmed that continuous foot-to-ground contact improves sensory feedback, balance correction, and step coordination, all essential for fall prevention. Have you ever noticed how dancers and martial artists seem to move smoothly, never hurried, always grounded? That's not for style, it's for control. You don't need to look dramatic. Just remember, 1 foot down at all times. So try it today. Practice walking with soft, grounded steps. No hopping, no skipping, no bouncing. You'll feel more stable almost immediately. It's not about walking slower. It's about walking smarter and staying connected to the ground that's keeping you up. Number 8. They always assume the floor is out to get them. Let's be honest. Most falls don't come out of nowhere. They happen because people stop paying attention. And the seniors who don't fall, they have a very different mindset. They walk around like the floor is out to get them. Now, that might sound a bit dramatic, maybe even paranoid, but that mindset keeps them safe. Every rug, tile, crack, step, or patch of wet ground is treated as a possible hazard. They don't assume the path is safe. They treat it like it might not be. And that awareness makes all the difference. Here's the truth. Falls often happen on familiar ground, not on mountaintops or jungle trails, but in your own kitchen, your bathroom, or walking to the mailbox. Why? Because familiarity breeds comfort, and comfort turns into carelessness. One tiny shift in a rug, one slippery bathroom floor, one worn-down doorstep, that's all it takes. People who walk as if the floor is plotting against them stay sharp. They scan every surface, they test their footing, they adjust their pace. They don't walk and text. They don't carry too many things at once. They're present, and that presence protects them. A study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society, Lord et al. 2007, found that attention and hazard perception were strong predictors of fall risk in older adults. In other words, the more alert you are to your environment, the less likely you are to go down. So the next time you're walking through your living room or stepping out of the shower, don't switch off. Think like a detective. Is the mat loose? Is the tile wet? Is there a shadow hiding something on the floor? It's not fear, it's awareness. And awareness is the real reason some people make it through their day steady and safe, while others end up in an emergency room. So yes, assume the floor is out to get you, and then walk like someone who refuses to be caught off guard. Number 9. They use their toes to grab the ground. Here's a walking trick that almost no one talks about, but the best, most stable seniors do it without even realizing it. They use their toes to grab the ground with every step. Now, I don't mean curling your toes like you're picking up a pencil. I mean a subtle, natural engagement, like the way your toes dig into sand when you walk barefoot on the beach. That little grip is your body's way of checking in with the ground, adjusting your balance, and staying rooted. You see, most people walk flat-footed or with stiff shoes that turn the feet into lifeless blocks. Over time, that dulls the nerves in the soles and weakens the muscles in your feet, especially the toes. And when the toes are asleep, the brain gets less information about what's under you, how stable you are, or where your weight is shifting. That's a dangerous combo. But seniors who walk safely have trained their toes to stay awake and active. With each step, their toes grip just enough to read the ground, stabilize the foot, and support balance. It's subtle, but powerful. A study in the Journal of Foot and Ankle Research, Menz et al. 2006, found that toe strength and toe flexor activity are directly linked to reduced fall risk in older adults. Weak toes mean weaker grip and slower reaction time. Strong, engaged toes? They're like sensors keeping you upright. Want to test this? Try walking barefoot across different surfaces, wood, tile, grass. Notice how your toes respond. That's your body gathering data. And that same response can happen even in shoes, as long as the toes are working. So next time you walk, think about your toes. Not just your heels, not just your knees. Wake up those toes. Let them grab the ground just a little. It may seem like a small thing, but over time, this tiny adjustment can seriously improve your balance, foot strength, and overall control. It's quiet, it's clever, and it keeps people on their feet. Number 10. They don't walk, they glide. Here's a walking secret that separates the people who move with ease from the ones who trip and stumble. They don't just walk, they glide. This isn't about looking graceful or fancy, it's a mental shift. Instead of stomping or lifting your feet too high, imagine you're gliding across a smooth surface, like you're sliding on ice or slowly moving through water. Suddenly, your steps become smoother, lighter, and more controlled. Why does this work? Because gliding reduces the impact between your feet and the ground. Less impact means less jarring movement through your knees, hips, and spine, and fewer chances of your balance being thrown off. It also keeps your center of gravity steady, which is crucial as we age. Think about the difference between someone stomping across a wooden floor versus someone walking so softly you barely hear them. That second person, they're walking smarter, they're tuned in. They're using their muscles and senses in a more refined way. Science backs this up. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Applied Biomechanics found that minimizing vertical movement during walking, that up and down bouncing most people do, led to better stability and energy efficiency, especially in older adults. Dingwell et al. 2015. Gliding helps your body stay grounded while still moving forward. Want a real-life example? Think of how skaters move. They don't lift and drop their feet with every step. They slide smoothly. That same principle applies to walking. When you glide, you reduce the chances of catching your toe on the ground, tripping over small objects, or losing balance on uneven surfaces. So here's your challenge. Practice gliding. Walk as if you're trying not to spill a cup of tea. Keep your steps light, smooth, and deliberate. You're not rushing, you're flowing. This one change can make your walking not only safer but feel more effortless. Glide through your day and stay on your feet while doing it. Conclusion. If you've made it this far, I want you to understand something clearly. Walking is not just walking anymore. As you get older, every step becomes part of your safety plan, and how you move through the world matters more than ever. The truth is, most people don't think twice about how they walk until something bad happens. A slip in the bathroom, a missed step off the curb, a fall in the kitchen that leads to weeks in bed or even surgery. These things are more common than you think, and they often start with small habits no one pays attention to. That's why the walking tricks we've shared here are not just tips, they are tools. Simple, practical changes you can start using today to protect your body, sharpen your mind, and maintain your independence. These are the habits of seniors who rarely fall, not because they're lucky, but because they move with awareness, purpose, and control. Think about it. Would you drive a car without paying attention to the road? Of course not. Walking as you get older should be approached the same way. Every surface, every step, every shift in weight deserves your full attention, and your body will thank you for it. If you care about staying mobile, living without fear, and keeping your freedom, this is where it starts, with how you walk. So I encourage you to watch this video all the way through. Each trick is explained clearly, with examples you can try right now. You don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer. Just a bit of focus, some small adjustments, and the will to move smarter. Your future self will be glad you took it seriously. Let's keep you steady, confident, and on your feet, one smart step at a time.